Hello and welcome to D6 Tabletop, and in this video we're talking Age of Sigmar. So I've been tabletop gaming for 20 years, probably. I got into it when it was Warhammer Fantasy Battle years ago. Maybe 6 I think that was. I can't remember when that was. Little throwback. Recently Games Workshop re-released some of the old miniatures. Here's our Chaon. Lord of the End Times, built up and green stuffed. Because I don't know if any of you used to play the old game. The metal models are not renowned for being the best to put together. So there's a lot of green stuff putty to make them usable or to make them model quite nice. The best invention since then has been liquid green stuff, because having to mix the two bits together on that moulding putty was quite hard work, and even harder to actually use. So liquid green stuff is brilliant for putting mould lines or fixing lines in metal miniatures. Anyway, back to what we're doing for today. I've been gaming for so many years, and then recently a good friend of mine, Lamer Gamer on YouTube, who is a streamer, he mainly does computer games, said to me that he was looking to get back into tabletop gaming. He used to play with us years ago when we were at school, and I said, great, what are you looking at getting into? And he said Age of Sigmar. Now, I've had dabblings with Age of Sigmar. I like the game. I tried using my old Dark Elf army from Warhammer Fantasy Battles into using Age of Sigmar. New Cities of Sigmar release is coming out soon, so hopefully they'll get a bit of kick, because they weren't brilliant when I played it. I enjoyed the game, but I haven't had much influence, much need to play it more, because I mainly play Lord of the Rings and 40k. But now, because he wants to get into it and he's going into Age of Sigmar, I said, fine, great idea, I will start an army and I will come alongside and I will play games and paint and build alongside you. Encourage him to do it, and also to give myself a new project, because clearly I need more despite the fact of everything else I got to do. So I'm a big fan of Elves, so I picked up this, the Lumineth Vanguard box. It's basically a starter army box. I'm sure there's plenty of videos already on the internet about how it's about what's in it and what's there, but I thought I'd give it my spin. So inside the box I've got 10 spearmen, or wardens as they're called, 10 archers, 5 what looks to be elite blade lords, which I think look really cool, and 1 Calathar, which I'm assuming is some kind of mage. I haven't read a great deal into Lumineth. I looked at them a little bit when I first got into the game, but I kept playing my Dark Elves, so I've got like a box of things, and that's about it. I've got a box of spearmen somewhere. So I know they got re-released recently, so I'm looking forward to having a little go and getting into these. I'm thinking lots of spears and lots of bows, and just running infantry. I don't know if that's feasible in the game or not. I will soon find out whether I need to go get some cavalry or monsters. Do they even have monsters? They've got some really big guy, I think, in a mountain. He looks very cool. But anyway, so inside the Vanguard box, all the usual. You've got your instructions and all your stat lines. I'm familiar with most of these. I will obviously just need to learn. There's like a little knife there as well. What they all do with the new stuff. Typical instructions. I have built the spearmen before, like I said, I've got a box of them, so I am used to that. The archers look quite fiddly, but look like they should, not too bad. And we'll get them built up and start painting. I don't intend to do it all in one video. This is more of a case of what's in the box and launching our little, I wouldn't say it rivalry, I would say more like our companionship. Companion, Mr. Frodo? Into helping him in his new venture. So inside the box, you've got your bases, normal. That looks like, I'm assuming, the Calathar. Lots of nice details on it though. And it's got a Hero's Rock, or whatever it's called, because everything now is based with a rock. if it's on a hero, I guess. It seems to be the common theme now through 40k as well. Farsight recently got released. I'm a big Tau player, and he was on the biggest hero rock I have ever seen. Got your sprues for your archers. Shields, nice, they come separately. I'm used to doing Lord of the Rings where everything just comes as one. As a good example, here's an orc. It just comes like that off the sprue. That's not too bad to paint, but it is quite an old sculpt. When you've got things like Warriors of Minas Tirith, stuff like that, where they've got their shields already glued on them or already molded as one, that's when things become a bit difficult. Actually, like this, here is a series of ones I used for making contrast paint comparisons for myself. And as you can see, this warrior comes off the sprue like that, and everything is just one. Which makes things, A, it's a bit easier, because obviously you haven't got to build anything, you cut off the sprue and you stick on a base and off you go. But also at the same time, you can't build and paint separately. So with these shields, I will certainly be painting these without the shields on, and putting them on afterwards. So we got the sprues, we got your bows, shields separately, more bows, and then this looks like, judging by the length of spears, the wardens. One thing I did do with my other pack is these long spears, I don't know about anybody else, but they just snap off. They're a pain to store, they were a pain to move around, and they just kept snapping. So I will probably do what I did to my other lot, and that is, on this bit here, there's a line here, well, on the moulding, there's a line here on the moulding. What I did on my last lot was I cut that out, put them together, and had shorter spears. Will it affect the gameplay? I don't think so. Because also, it's best part of, what's that, 2.5 inches of plastic sticking out the model. You can never, when we did play little games, or when I've seen people play games, you could never actually put them in base-to-base contact because the spear was too busy getting stuck on the other model. So I'll probably cut it off for gameplays. In fact, I have got one of mine painted here from when I did do a little paint session, and on this one I did cut off the spear down to a lower length. I don't think it looked too bad. And in terms of painting scheme, I'm probably going to go with this. It was nice, it was simple. The problem with these models is they are very fiddly, and I do feel as though it will take me a long time. So I've been watching quite a lot of Greek history and films recently, so I quite like the idea of having a bronze army. So this scheme was pretty quick. This was a test prior to this video to see if I was going to enjoy doing this lot, and it was quite good fun. So nice little test scheme. It's pretty simple. It's only about 4 or 5 colours and some highlights, so it shouldn't take too long to work through an army of these, certainly just the first box, and to go from there and get a few games in. And then me and Lamer will look to do some, he live streams a lot, I don't live stream, I much rather make this kind of video. So potentially might get some games live streaming on his channel. Once we figure out the kinks on that, I don't really know how to go about that. Like I said, I don't live stream, so, but if we can figure out how to do it, I'm sure he will. And then what I'll probably do is I will probably film at the same time and turn it into a small battle rep, which will be quite good fun. Something else to bring to the channel, as long as Lord of the Rings and 40k, and now Age of Sigmar. So it's expanding fast. So yes, that is the Age of Sigmar Vanguard box. Lots of different things in here. I think it's going to take me a while to build it because of how fiddly half this stuff looks. But I'll stick on a film and start building. That's tend to how I usually build stuff. Or an audiobook. I've just finished the Lord of the Rings again on audiobook. So that's how I tend to find best to build, is have something else in the background. And I'm looking forward to doing the Blade Lords. They look like Elvish samurai, I think. You've got an option for 2 swords or 1 really big one. I'm not sure which one to go with. I've checked their rules whether they have to have one or the other, or whether it's just a request or a game rule or something. So that is Age of Sigmar Lumineth Realm Lords Vanguard box. If you like this kind of content, like I say, there's Lord of the Rings, there's 40k, Age of Sigmar. I did do some 30k stuff, although I haven't done a lot more in that game since that, but you know, there's always a chance. If you like this kind of content, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. There'll be more of it coming up soon, also on our socials, on TikTok, although that's mainly currently a meme account because I just make silly stuff on there. And also battle reports and tournament reports coming up, because I've got a few more tournaments to take part in throughout the year. Other than that, there should be more content coming forward between me and Lamer Gamer. Check out his channel as well. Go like, give him a comment. Subscribe to him and watch out for any more live streams coming to him for battle reports as well. So thank you for tuning in. Until next time, take care, thank you, and we'll see you again.